What's up, my friends? Fashionably late, but that's okay. Been a busy day, super busy day. Missed the Pilled stream this morning, so sorry about that. What's up, Furlust? Checking in from Virginia. Sissy from Louisiana. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Appreciate y'all being here. J-Rod wants a shout out. Keyword Furby. What up, my man? All right. Lots on Epstein. We will continue covering tonight. Vote next week. Lots of Trump posts on Epstein today. We will look at new investigation, apparently. Pam Bondi named the attorney out of New York who will apparently be conducting this investigation. We'll take a look at him. Also, some news out of Ghislaine's prison. Apparently, some of the prison staff got fired because there was leaking of emails, I guess. Attorney-client emails from Ghislaine that I guess the prison staff leaked to people in Congress, and I don't know. We'll take a look at that. Also, a couple of documentaries. Tucker Carlson's Thomas Crooks documentary that he released this morning. I have not watched it. Maybe we'll watch the first part of it together, a few minutes of it. But apparently it's a bombshell. It's a big bombshell documentary diving into Thomas Crooks' actual history. You know Thomas Crooks, the attempted assassin of Donald Trump last year. And then we have a documentary coming out very soon on UFOs that I also want to take a look at. And Spark Notes, too long didn't watch. It just looks like a total Gatekeeper shill documentary. I will explain to you exactly why I think that. And a few other clips and tabs and articles thrown in there too. Wikipedia co-founder just stormed out of an interview today. There's two co-founders of Wikipedia. One of them is super based. His name is Larry. And he exposes Wikipedia as just being a shill outlet propagandist website these days. The other co-founder, his name is James, I think. And apparently there seems to be a beef between the two. And James is not happy about certain things. Funny clip we'll take a look at. Also some clips from J.D. Vance doing an interview on Fox News last night. He had some interesting things to say. And other things we'll talk about tonight too. All right. Glenn said it was a really good documentary, the Tucker one. Yeah, it's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, so I haven't had time to watch the whole thing today. That will be on my weekend watch list. Got a couple podcasts I want to watch this weekend too. I saw Chase Hughes, speaking of UFOs and extraterrestrials, I saw that Chase Hughes was on Sean Ryan's show. Let me bring it up real quick because I want to talk about it for a sec. I really like Chase Hughes. I've been following his work for about a year and a half. He used to work in military intelligence, and he exposes psyops and helps people identify mental manipulation. His work's solid. I like his stuff. And he was on the Sean Ryan show that premiered today. And apparently, he talked about MKUltra and the alien deception. And I've got opinions on that. Those two words together. It's usually the Christian fundamentalists that will put those two words together and then promote ideologies with it. So I really want to hear what he has to say about that. What's funny to me is that much of his work involves exposing psychopaths and how psychopaths operate. And in the photo they took for this podcast, he looks like a hell of a psychopath in it. Maybe he did that on purpose. I could see him doing that, but I like Chase Hughes. I'll be listening to this one this weekend. Wikipedia equals CIA, says Vander Gruff. Might have a few on there. Might have a few assets, putting in some propaganda in the articles, but I think a lot of those guys, a lot of those writers are just losers in their mom's basement. Lefty losers in their mom's basement. So, what's up, Jennifer? Glad to have you here. Bunch of people in the chat also familiar with Chase Hughes. That's cool. That's cool. Donnie's coming in from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Nice. That's awesome. Good luck down there. Good luck. Good luck to everybody in every country. Let's just be honest. We all need help right now. We all need to work our asses off and fix things in our respective areas. Amy says some of his videos look exactly like the fourth PsyOps Psywar vids. Well, Chase Hughes did work in PsyOps in the military. He has since retired. Hence why he's doing his online thing. But I would imagine that's why there is the commonality. Cool. All right. Before we begin, shameless self-promotion plug for approximately 83 seconds. Patreon. Don't time me. Patreon down below in the description if you want to support this work. You can subscribe, get access to a private Telegram chat that I have called Only Friends. Just had a couple of new people jump into the Only Friends chat, and they're having questions on prepping and the pole shift, Earth's pole shift and all that. So I think over the next few weeks, that will be my topic of conversation in that chat will be educating and spitballing on preparedness. So if you want to get in that chat, talk prepping with me, talk about the pole shift, get in there. You can subscribe to Patreon to get the link, or Locals. You can also get the Only Friends Telegram chat link by supporting on Locals too. Or Substack. I'll hand the link to you if you subscribe on Substack, but I don't have a way to like auto-populate the link for you if you subscribe on Substack, so you just have to DM me or email me or something and say, hey, I'm subscribed, can I get the link? And I'll give it to you. Conscious Strength update. Buy one, get one half off of the Furcumin for the rest of November. For the next 2 weeks, buy one, get one half off of curcumin for your pets, basically. Old cats, old dogs, or whether you're taking care of the neighborhood raccoon or squirrel or whatever. This would be good for them too. Curcumin for their painful joints, glucosamine and chondroitin to actually strengthen their ligaments and tendons, and then brewer's yeast for the taste and the minerals. Put a couple of scoops of this on their food, and it really helps old dogs and old cats move better, feel better. Chet here had a 17-year-old Pomeranian that had a hard time walking on their wood floors, and after taking the Furcumin, she's more spry than he's seen in years. Suzanne had 2 golden retrievers, took Furcumin for about 2 months, more active and feeling good. So I've had a lot of good reviews on this stuff. Curcumin for the pets. And you can go down below in the description and find all the links to all the other things. Okay. Question, did Q end up being a PSYOP or real? Well, Q is a PSYOP from the beginning, but PSYOP is a neutral term. You can run PSYOPs for good or bad. It just depends on the intent, the agenda behind it. And I would argue that Q was a PSYOP that was ran by good guys for a positive agenda, I guess you could say. Where the hell have I been? Well, for 5 years I was not on YouTube, but I was posting on the internet elsewhere. Although recently YouTube allowed me back on, so that's let's do some air horns for that one. And Denise checking in from California. And Howard checking in from Arizona. Cool. All right. So House of Representatives is planning to hold a vote next Tuesday to determine whether the Epstein files will be released. whatever the Epstein files actually mean, first of all, what does that mean? Epstein files. Flight logs? Some of those are out there. What? Bank records? I mean, what do we get? His phone number? The address of his chiropractor? That's my first question. What does Epstein files exactly mean? My second question is, from what agency? Because I would imagine there's probably multiple agencies with multiple sets of files. Maybe some could be put out publicly, but maybe there's some ongoing investigations where other files can't be put out publicly. So you got all these people screaming at the top of their lungs, release the files. Yeah, well, can they do that? Is that a strategically smart thing to do? So, a lot of nuance to that subject. But we'll see how they vote next Tuesday. And I'll be interested to see who votes how. Clearly, over the past few months, few whiles, there's been a push by Democrats and a handful of the conservatives, Republicans, to try to claim that, oh my God, got to release the Epstein files because Orange Man bad, because Trump's in them, because got to get Trump. And then Trump's over here like, nah, it's a hoax. Nah. Nothing to see here. And it's funny because his nothing to see here attitude then riles up the Democrats to continue pushing for the Epstein files release. And that's probably exactly what Trump wants. So he's just over here denying. And he knows his denials and calling it a hoax will continue to rile up the other side of the aisle to call for them to be released. And now, like, perfect. Playing them like a fiddle. It's back in the news. The Democrats want it released. So the precedent is set. And then they get released, and then what? It exposes Bill and Hillary. Yeah, it's going to be a fun boomerang to watch play out. I had a couple comments asking me about Trump Bubba. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Please link me something. Somebody said thoughts on the Trump Bubba emails, and then another comment says, please tell me that the Trump Bubba stuff is not real. I could probably, in fact, I'll do that right now. I'll just go over to Twitter and search Trump Bubba. And like I said, it's been a busy day. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. This is the first thing that came up. First of all, AF Post. This is a really sketchy account. Note that. Bookmark that. AF Post. Super sketchy. In a leaked email, the brother of Jeffrey Epstein, Mark Epstein, asks if Vladimir Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. They're probably joking, by the way. If that's Epstein's brother emailing Epstein, and this is in 2018 at the height of all the Russiagate stuff, obviously all the Democrats at the time were claiming Trump was Putin's bitch. So, I mean, to me, they're clearly joking. That's it. Like, that's it. Oh, and yeah, as Cyberspeed said over here on Pilled, I think AF Post is handled by the Fuentes Groyper Group. It is. That's what AF stands for, is America First. And in fact, I should do like a dedicated video on this. I've been thinking about it for the past little bit. The America First branding, that word, has been co-opted by, I think, a bunch of shills and the useful idiots that fall for the shills' narratives. It's been co-opted by this group to basically infiltrate MAGA and then fracture it. So, that America first. Yeah, a lot of people say that, and they mean it genuinely. It's a good phrase, but the branding of it, the whole connotation of it, has been co-opted by a bunch of freaking dumb shits. Anyway, I'll explain more on that later, exactly how I'm seeing that play out. Because during Trump's first term, they tried impeaching him. It was Democrats going after him. Then they realized, oh, this isn't going to work. So then what do they have to do? Infiltrate and co-opt a patriotic message. So the patriotic message they're co-opting is America first. Because you can't really argue that, right? America first. Yeah, you can't argue it. So they're co-opting that branding, that message of America first. And that's why that's all you see on these Israel is their main narrative topic, but they have other ideologies they put into that America First bubble. And it's pretty clear. That's what's happening. A lot of them groypers, a lot of them Nick Fuentes Twinkie groypers are in that America First bubble, if you want to call it that, but there's others as well. And again, not everybody that says America First is part of that shill contingent, but that's what the shill contingent is using as their MAGA infiltrating, fracturing attack vector. Talk about Corey Good being a con artist. I will at the end. And I won't forget the music tonight, too. So ask me that later. But I agree. He definitely is, in my opinion. Anyway, Trump Bubba email. It's clearly a joke. They were just bullshitting with each other. I want to see who else posted this Bubba thing. That's why I'm scrolling through this. Trump Tracker 8647 lefty. See, it's funny. You got these America First people. A lot of the angles they're going with, the political angles, are basically leftist. Granted, most of the America First people are not leftists, but it just shows you the common enemy theme. They are friends because they share a common enemy, and that is Orange Man Bad. Onward from this. Okay, we talked about House and the Epstein vote. Trump made his couple of Truth Social posts on the Epstein situation today. This is his first one, 7:30 this morning. Democrats are doing everything in their withering power to push the Epstein hoax again, despite the DOJ releasing 50,000 pages of documents in order to deflect from all of their bad policies and losses, especially the shutdown embarrassment, where their party is in total disarray and has no idea what to do. Some weak Republicans have fallen into their clutches because they are soft and foolish. I wonder if he's talking about Massey there. Epstein was a Democrat, and he is the Democrats' problem, not the Republicans' problem. Ask Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, and Larry Summers about Epstein. They all know about him. Don't waste your time with Trump. I have a country to run.
This is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Name and shame. Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, Larry Summers. This was his second post, approximately 1 hour later. Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all of their other failures, I will be asking Attorney General Pam Bondi and the DOJ, together with our great patrons at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. This is another Russia scam, with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portion of their lives with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. Well.
Are you not entertained?
I've got a lot of thoughts on this. Well, My theories are that the whole Epstein situation has been very thoroughly investigated already, but in a very classified setting, likely by military intelligence. Everybody's looking at the DOJ right now, and I'm sure the DOJ has their own investigation going on. Well, obviously, the FBI has had investigations going on, seeing as they arrested Epstein back in 2019. And maybe there's some other investigations being ran out of the DOJ, and clearly there's about to be another one. But I would imagine most of the investigation going on into Epstein has been handled by military intelligence in its own separate, compartmentalized program. And that might be why Pam Bondi might really not know. Like, genuinely, Pam Bondi might not know that there's other investigations going on militarily. And when I read this post, and the fact that Pam Bondi says, yes, we will investigate Epstein through the DOJ, I'm going to call on Southern District of New York Attorney Jay Clayton to lead the investigation into Epstein. I've got two theories here. If there was a military intelligence investigation going on into Epstein, which I wouldn't say I'm sure, but confident there is or was one, I would venture to guess that either A, Pam Bondi, well, how do I want to frame this? Either A, that military intelligence investigation is still ongoing, so Trump and Pam Bondi and the DOJ are going to be doing this investigation to kind of allow the other one to continue, get everybody focused on the DOJ, meanwhile, other investigations elsewhere happening. Or that military intelligence investigation is ready to bear fruit, nearing completion or completed enough to whereby they can bring some of that out, and then military intelligence groups, investigators will be sliding some of that intel over to the DOJ because it is ready to come public. Am I a dumb shit? Maybe. But I might not be. So that's my idea seeing all of this. And that might be why we had some false starts, right? The whole Epstein binder thing earlier this year. Pam Bondi's like, oh yeah, we're going to be reviewing all this stuff and it's ready. It's on my desk. Pam Bondi just might not have known there's a lot of other stuff going on. So she was saying some things unaware, yet the important stuff was happening elsewhere. Which is also why when I see all this freaking criticism over Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, by the jump to conclusions internet influencers, I don't knee-jerk react. I try to look at it with bigger perspectives and not automatically get butthurt because my unrealistic expectations aren't met. Because I know that I'm just a dumb shit here talking to a camera in my spare room, and I don't know everything. So I theorize as to what else could be going on. What evidence do we have to suggest there's other things going on that I might not know? So I will extend grace to, right? You understand what I'm saying. I'm going to get to the comments in the chat break, but I want to look at Jay Clayton. So Pam Bondi says Jay Clayton is going to be the Southern District of New York attorney handling this new DOJ Epstein investigation. I was checking into this feller and found a couple interesting things. One of those interesting things is that he had disclosed, Trump nominated him to be head of the SEC during the first term in 2017. And to work for the government, he had to disclose some things to the Government Ethics Office. One of those things that Jay Clayton disclosed upon working for the government the first time in 2017 is that once upon a time, many years ago, look who one of his clients were. Isn't that interesting? Because who did Trump over here? Get out of here. How do I get? I want to write on the screen, but I don't want this in the way. Who did Trump name specifically on that list? Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn. Who did Jay Clayton once upon a time represent individually? Reid Hoffman. Also, that's not it. Also, about 10 years ago, Clayton had some involvement with this company here. Who helped found that company? A gentleman by the name of Leon Black. Leon Black. What is my... Sorry, I'm trying to fiddle with my screenwriters, but I forgot what buttons do you want. Leon Black. And Leon Black had paid Jeffrey Epstein a shitload of money. So the guy running the investigation into Epstein right now for the DOJ in New York used to represent Reid Hoffman, did some work with the company that was founded by one of Jeffrey Epstein's bankrollers. Funny, isn't it? Now, again, you could knee-jerk react and say, oh, this guy's just going to cover it up. But I have a different perspective. I think this guy knows where the bodies are buried, or at least quite a bit of info about them. So he would be the perfect guy to start digging into Epstein, right? And maybe he was like working with some bad groups back in the day. He could turn on him, snitch on him. Like, I want to do the right thing now. I'm going to snitch. Hilarious. I think that's what's gonna happen. And yeah, Jay Clayton also did some work with Bear Stearns as well, which Jeffrey Epstein was also involved in. So if we're talking about Epstein's financials, attorney with a history of financials and expertise in financials, also representing and working with some of Epstein's butt buddies. Perfect guy. Maybe that's why Trump nominated him specifically to be an attorney out of this district, Southern District of New York, on April 16th, 2025. Interesting times ahead. All right, chat break. Cyberspeed unpilled. A lot of us were too quick to bash on Pondy because we expected arrests early on this year without understanding the scope of the after effects. Yeah. The people that are butthurt simply just have their own expectations that they drummed up in their imagination. They want it now. I want justice, arrests, whatever, now. And it's just unrealistic expectations, which I get it. I've had before, and sometimes I do have now, unrealistic expectations, but I realize I do, and I handle my own naivety without emotionally bursting a bunch of bullshit on the internet. Kratos says, connect with Megan Walsh if I want to know deep rabbit hole about human trafficking. Yeah, I know her name. I think years ago I scrubbed through her stuff and something didn't resonate. I don't exactly remember what it was. What up, Geochem? My man. Jordan, hope you're able to catch the UFC fight this weekend, if I'm into that. Not really my thing. I'm going to watch the Seahawks game this weekend and maybe some Manchester United. I enjoy some bread and circus now and again, but the thing is, I understand it is bread and circus, and I don't gamble on it, and I don't waste all that much time on it. Nor does it ruin my life when my favorite sports ball team doesn't win. But it does ruin my life when I don't win in the Badlands Media Fantasy Football League. Definitely ruins my life. And this is a good comment here. Trump sometimes puts people in the spotlight so people can watch them and get exposed. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes it's tough to gauge the true intention. There's that, or he's just testing them, seeing what they do, whether they do the right thing or not. Or it could be a bad dude that he's just trying to get something out of. So, for some strategic reason. Continuing with Epstein. Man, tell you what, these new Epstein emails are sure bringing the defamation out. If Trump wanted to sue a bunch of people sideways, he definitely could. Jen Psaki, Circleback Psaki. Remember her? She called Trump a predator amid the Democrat Epstein email hoax, and she had to walk that back real quick. Please tell me we have a clip. We have a clip, but it's on Rumble. So that means we have a freaking
in place.
Ad. So I'm not going to bother watching it. And then there's this podcaster lady. What's her name? Jennifer Welch. I don't know the name, but the face looks familiar. Because who could forget all that Botox? She says, straight up, Trump participated in Epstein's child pedo ring.
Think about teenage girls that you know that are 14, 15, 16 years old. No matter how developed or underdeveloped they are. Think about how childlike they are mentally and emotionally. And then think about 40, 50, and 60-year-old men that you know.
I don't know any 14-year-olds. 14-year-old girls, sorry. It's probably a good thing.
And that's what happened here. These men are rapists. They are pedophiles. They are predators. And the Republican Party, under the Christian signaling leadership of Kanks, are trying to act like they care about children. And you even have Kanks talking about the Bible protecting children. He participated in and knew all about this child pedophilia ring. Because he's so compromised, our national security is compromised. And because it takes such a morally depraved individual to take part in all of this, he has attracted equally morally depraved individuals like Moses Mike Johnson. And they can sit and Christian signal to you all they want. It is simply the same tactic that they accuse us of doing in virtue signaling. These people.
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of Christians out there that do virtue signal and act righteous behind religion, but they are right. You do the same shit. Mrs. I can barely raise my eyebrows.
People think they can do anything and say anything they want if they talk about the good Lord. And these people are hypocrites. They are sociopath. And probably the majority of them suffering from extreme micro penises. And then I'm just a cascade of issues that follow.
What's worse, a micropenis or baloney labia? I'm sorry. Those comments come out like Tourette's sometimes. Oh, they're so mad. They're so mad. They're just angry. Let's see. I already talked about that one. And let's get on to the Ghislaine thing. Then we'll do another chat break. Prison staffers fired after stealing Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney-client emails and funneling them to Representative Jamie Raskin, who then leaked the stolen material to the media under a fake whistleblower label. You don't say. Ghislaine Maxwell's attorney has confirmed that multiple federal prison staffers have been fired for illegally breaking into Ghislaine Maxwell's privileged attorney-client emails. Emails that were then funneled straight to Jamie Raskin. He blasts them to the media. According to Ghislaine's lawyer, prison employees broke into Maxwell's emails, stole the emails, passed them to the congressman, and then Jamie Raskin leaked them to the press under a fake label of being a whistleblower? Bruh. Dressing the improper action up as whistleblower information is what Raskin did. On Sunday, Jamie Raskin sent a sharply worded letter to Trump That sounds super illegal. Especially if Raskin knew he was passing on illegally obtained emails and then calling them coming from a whistleblower. Ain't that something? One last thing on Epstein. Trump posted this video on True Social. I think this is a Jesse Waters clip. Trump's comment was just Jeffrey Epstein hoax. I want to watch a couple minutes of this. 6-minute video. Probably won't watch the whole thing. But I want to see how Jesse Waters frames that wording. Democrat hoax or Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Because there's a lot of specification to it, not nuance to it. Is it a hoax? No. But are they making it into a hoax? Yeah, kinda. But how exactly are they making it into a hoax? It needs description, right? Let's see how Jesse Waters described it.
Democrats want you to forget all about the shutdown shellacking. So they're launching a smear campaign disguised as a bombshell. The Jeffrey Epstein emails. Congress is dumping thousands of documents, and Democrats are using them to frame Trump. But we've been combing through them and can't find anything nailing Trump. Even Axios says the emails contained no real smoking gun. The files do show Epstein's deep ties to liberals, like anti-Trump author Michael Wolff. He colluded with Epstein on how to blackmail Trump. Wolff told Epstein in 2015, if you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the House, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. Why is Wolff giving a pedophile PR advice and coaching him to take down the president? That wasn't the only writer Epstein colluded with. A New York Times reporter gave Epstein a heads up that a former cop was investigating him for a book. That reporter was pushed out of the company after they found he asked Epstein for a $30,000 donation. Larry Summers, who worked for Bill Clinton and Obama, was also pen pals with Epstein. He was asking him for tips on women. Who goes to Jeffrey Epstein for dating advice? Epstein didn't just have ties to the Democrats and the media. He had foreign connections. Before Trump met Putin in 2018, Epstein was pitching himself to the Kremlin, saying he could give Russia insight on Trump, which is weird because if the Kremlin was controlling Trump like the Democrats accused him, why did they need insight?
I'm going to stop it right there. What are the chances that Jesse Waters brings up Epstein's connections to Israel? We'll see. I think Epstein was trying to contact the Kremlin to drive a wedge because the New World Order very much knew that Trump and Putin are working together to take down the globalists. If you haven't heard that theory before, then I got some podcasts for you. I'll be doing a podcast on that for you next week. Let's see if Jesse Waters brings that up.
He wasn't just any old rich American. He was well connected to top players all over the world, from Israel to Saudi Arabia.
He did! Woo! Go Jesse. Shout out for that one.
And it wasn't a secret. Epstein went to Clinton's White House 17 times.
How many?
And Slick Willie was a frequent flyer on the so-called Lolita Express. Clinton and Epstein seemed like pals. But when it comes to Trump, Jeffrey had TDS. I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump. Not one decent cell in his body. Trump should wear that like a badge of honor. The slimiest guy in the world hating you is a good thing. Epstein even admitted Trump, quote, never got a massage. The same author Epstein colluded with even said this.
Epstein believed that it was Trump who first informed the police.
Wait, Michael Wolff went on PDB? At least Patrick Bet David has that face when interviewing Michael Wolff. If he had any other kind of face, I would be concerned. But at least he's got the stank face.
About what was going on at Epstein's house. And from that point on, they were nothing but bitter enemies.
So Trump dropped a dime on Epstein, but Democrats say they're best buds? And that Biden and Obama's DOJ had proof Trump was compromised, but waited 3 elections to keep it a secret?
Right?
They arrested Trump over bookkeeping and want us to believe they had real dirt and didn't use it.
The Epstein files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then?
Whoa. Is Stephen A. Smith actually speaking some sense on things?
What am I missing?
Ghislaine Maxwell said Trump did nothing wrong. So have Epstein's victims and Epstein's lawyer. And none of these emails implicate...
All right, this is all just kind of normie. Good stuff for the normies, but things we already knew. Yep. Hey, Noah. Trump and Putin trolling the world. Yeah, buddy. You remember. That was one of the first whiteboard videos I did like 8 years ago. Called it Trump and Putin trolling the world. That was a good video. That was the one that like blew up the whiteboards. So anyway, it's like these Epstein emails that are coming out the past couple of days. It's the soft disclosure. It's going to get the ball rolling. It's the first breaks in the dam to get everything out there. Like it's a wave. It's been coming in waves over the last few years, right? Epstein arrest. That was a wave. Ghislaine Maxwell arrested. Another big wave. Every few months or once a year or so, there's a news story or something happens to get the wave bigger and bigger. And right now, it's like we're at the precipice of another really big wave of Epstein news and stories and investigations hitting the normie collective consciousness. And it feels like that's where we're at right now. These emails coming out are just preparing everybody for, boom, a lot more. Onward. Tucker Carlson's Thomas Crooks documentary. 35 minutes. Let's hit play. We'll just watch like 2.
These are videos the FBI has worked hard to make sure you haven't seen. They're from the Google Drive account of Thomas Crooks, the man who on July 13th, 2024, showed up at the Butler County, Pennsylvania fairgrounds and tried to assassinate the frontrunner, Donald Trump.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
That day, Thomas Crooks came within a quarter inch of destroying this country. And yet, a year and a half later, we still know almost nothing about him or why he did it. That's because, for some reason, the FBI, even the current FBI, doesn't want us to know.
What's up?
Since the start of their investigation, the FBI has claimed that Thomas Crooks acted alone and that he was a virtual ghost online with no presence at all. Their only substantive claim about Crooks' motive was that he was a right-winger. We learned that from FBI.
Then I think the rest of this film, they dive into Thomas Crooks' internet history that the FBI claims isn't much, yet there is actually quite a bit. What's your guys' views on Tucker Carlson? Putin called Tucker out for having CIA connections, if you remember that, or attempting to apply for the CIA once upon a time. The story goes that Tucker didn't get into the CIA, but who knows? But I mean, a lot of what Tucker does is solid reporting. And Tucker is really pissing off the Zionists right now, which is pretty cool. Although, there could still be something there. There's still a question mark. There's still a question mark. I mean, I have a much bigger question mark about other social media influencers. I'll say that. But simply because of Tucker's history and his prominence, I still have a little bit of a question mark there for Tucker. I'll be honest. And over the past, year? Trump and Tucker used to be real tight. Over the past little while, it seems like there's been some distance created between them. And you could go down a couple of paths with that. Maybe there is something about Tucker we shouldn't trust, and that's why Trump is putting distance there. Or maybe it's purposeful distance between the two. Behind the scenes, still good buds, but because Tucker is going certain ways with his narratives, it would not be politically advantageous to have him be close to Trump right now. I don't know. Ugh. Looks like a solid doc, though. I'll watch it this weekend. I want to see how he talks about the FBI in it. You know, maybe there's some, whether it's regarding the Epstein investigation or the Thomas Crooks investigation, maybe there's just some stuff the FBI has right now that they can't release. Or add in Charlie Kirk's investigation, right? Maybe there's just some stuff that would be too country-shattering to release, so they have to be super careful. I could see that. I can understand that. Should we still have it released? Yeah, I think so. But you got to be careful with how you do it. So, again, that's like when I say I'm giving grace to the Pam Bondis and the Kash Patels of the world. I'm not going to put my selfish desires over what's best for everybody. But at the same time, you can only extend so much grace. And eventually, okay, you're going to have to tell the world some things, and you are going to have to arrest and go for justice. Okay, so. Chat says a lot of people couldn't handle the truth. Very true. Probably won't be able to. Or they would deny it. They'd go into straight denial. And that's just as bad. That's actually worse. That's the worst thing. You have to prep people's minds to accept it first. And then once their minds are prepped enough, their minds are open enough to accept the truth, then could they handle the truth? All right, we're going to rapid fire through some things here. We're almost an hour in. J.D. Vance was on, what was this, Sean Hannity? Yeah, Hannity. Having some thoughts about the immigrant crisis. I won't play the video. I'll just read the quote. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who are taking houses that ought by right to go to American citizens. Yeah. That's one part of it, but another part of it is also BlackRock and private equity buying up freaking square miles of homes and renting them out to make people perpetual renters. So, yeah, the illegal immigrant angle, but also it would be nice if J.D. Vance called out the private equities of the world. That's another reason. Here's Wikipedia co-founder Jimmy Wales storming out of the interview after just a few seconds after the host simply asked him, "Are you a founder or a co-founder?"
All right, new episode of Young and Naive. I have a new guest. Who are you?
I'm Jimmy Wales, founder of Wikipedia.
You're the founder or co-founder? Because
I don't care. That's the dumbest question in the world.
Really?
Good questions. You know what? I'm done. Thank you. Thanks.
What's going on?
It's stupid. Don't ask me stupid questions.
Oh, yeah. Look at the way he sits. That's a liberal. No man should sit with legs that crossed. You can do the figure four. The figure four is fine, right? With the ankle on the knee. That's acceptable. That's how men, if they want to cross their legs, should cross their legs. Ankle bone on the knee. Once you start getting the thighs touching, I can't even do it. Oh my God. Oh God. Balls are squished. hips not that flexible. How? How do you sit like that comfortably? Anyway, this is the apparently Wikipedia co-founder that sucks, that wants to claim complete credit for founding Wikipedia. Here's the other co-founder. His name is Larry Sanger. This is the based guy.
Based.
He's cool. Looks like around... Oh, he's actually from Bellevue, Washington. Shocking. A based guy from Bellevue. They created Wikipedia in like 2002? 2000? And looks like around 20... It was like 2016, 2017, the first Trump election, where he started really calling Wikipedia biased and realizing how easily manipulated Wikipedia is. And here I am reading this on Wikipedia. It's pretty great. You can use Wikipedia for basic stuff, but, you know, it's the controversial things you have to be careful with. Yeah, it was around 2017 when he started calling Wikipedia full of shit. And apparently his co-founder friend, not really friend anymore, is a liberal shitbag who is upset. He's upset about his old bro Larry. Back on to immigration. Federal judge slams brakes on Trump administration rule limiting commercial driver's licenses for immigrants. This was the D.C. Appeals Court, of course, Washington, D.C.
Why are you gay?
Washington, D.C. Federal Appeals Court ruled against DOT restrictions on immigrants obtaining commercial driver's licenses. The court found the federal government did not follow proper procedure when creating the new rule or explain how the rule would promote safety. I guess they can try again, but hell no. Illegal immigrants who can barely speak English getting commercial driver's licenses? Hell no.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Man, I was on the highway a few weeks ago, and I saw this semi-truck swerving. So I got in the left lane to pass his ass, and I looked over, and yep, did not look like a citizen. Chat said, "Whoa, Trump just called out Marjorie Taylor Greene and won't support her." So I am going to homies. True Social right now. Ooh, wow. I'm withdrawing my support and endorsement of Marjorie Taylor Greene over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements over all these things. All I see is wacky Marjorie. All I see wacky Marjorie do is just complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12%, didn't have a chance. She told many people that she's upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with all these people, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. Whoa. She's gone far left, even doing The View. Yeah, I did see some clips from Marjorie Taylor Greene's appearance on The View, and she tried to be politically correct and cordial to them. Almost too cordial, right? Woo! That's a doozy. We'll see what the fallout from this one is. How dare you call Q fake, Marjorie? That's what Trump's saying. She did on The View. She called Q a crazy fake. Was like regretting ever being into it. Well, isn't that something? And you brought that up right as I was about to get into this topic. This was going to be my next tab in my browser, was a Marjorie Taylor Greene post. Her introducing a bill to end H-1B. Completely end it. Which she introduced this bill just a day or two after Trump talked about H-1B. I wouldn't say in a positive light, but Trump basically said, like, we need a little bit of H-1B. We just do it way too much. Which, I mean, honestly, I'm not anti-H-1B because if we can siphon the best talent from other countries, why not? It's competition that helps America grow. The issue is H-1B is overabused for, like, 7-Eleven workers and way too much. It's just abused way too much. So it definitely needs redoing, restructuring, but to completely end it would actually probably not be a good thing. Trump cut tariffs on bananas, coffee, and other goods in 4 countries. So that'll help some prices on some foods. And new UFO documentary. It's called The Age of Disclosure. Freaking shillfest, man. You're going to see a lot of reports talking about this documentary. When does it come out? 1 week. All right. So it comes out next week. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State's in it. I think Tim Burchett might be in it too. And maybe Anna Paulina Luna. But it's a shill fest because the other people that are in it are Lou Elizondo and here, I think we have a trailer. I think there's a trailer. This is the Twitter account of the director. Yeah, here's the full trailer. There's there's Democrats in it.
Ready to receive the truth.
Like that guy.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real.
He's a CIA guy.
And they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the
fucking James Clapper, right?
Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
The one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program.
Yeah, it wasn't that sensitive if you're talking about it in a documentary. So that's Lou Elizondo there. Yep. Fat boy in his V-neck. Couldn't even put on a collar for the documentary. Frickin' Gillibrand. It's a shill fest, dude. Chris Mellon. He's another one of those UFO gatekeepers. So anyway, I'm going to watch this. I'll see what the hype's all about. It's just going to be limited hangout, half-truth, watered down, snorefest. I fully expect them to weave some narratives into this documentary that none of these UFOs are man-made. We don't have that technology. We never have. That's the biggest issue with most of this mainstream UFO stuff, is that they claim it's not human. When I think most, not all, but most of these craft seen in our sky are ours. So yeah, we got Fox News articles on it now. hyping it up. News Nation. Will be interesting to see how they craft narratives. And it will be difficult to ascertain who are the useful idiots and who are the knowing deceivers.
Slightly hung over you. Slightly hung over. Slightly hung over you.
Sorry. I'm not into the flat earth stuff. The sun and moon are local. 3,000 miles above our atmosphere. Sorry, bro. I ain't bothering with that here.
Maybe slightly blue. Slightly hungover. Maybe slightly blue.
Anytime there's talk of UFOs, they trot out the usual talking heads. Exactly. Exactly.
Before I met you.
Dr. Peter McCullough recently recommended suspending the United States childhood vaccine program. Nice. I was able to see McCullough speak in person 4 years ago in Arizona at that pit event held by True the Vote. Super cool, smart guy. Although he's a part of that wellness company, and I'm not really a fan of the wellness company's products. I'll be honest. Overpriced.
Slightly hungover. Slightly hungover you.
What the F is this music? This is blues, bro. Or ma'am. Your screen name is Goddess. Sorry if I misgendered you.
Slightly hungover you.
Are you offended by the tunes? Element 115. Yeah, I don't really... I'll be honest. I don't resonate with Bob Lazar's narratives. That doesn't mean I'm saying Bob Lazar is a shill or a liar. He could be just genuinely believing what he's saying, but promoting misinformation. Yeah, I just don't resonate with Bob Lazar stuff. For a variety of reasons. What about David Wilcock? What about him? The guy's insane, man. He's just... Woo! Hell of a case study for personality issues. I gotta come up with my own version of Z-Stacks. What's in that? I have a bottle of that sitting in my cupboard. I know they got zinc in there. Let me check it out real quick. So this is Zelenko's product line. R.I.P. Dr. Z. Z-Stack. Ingredients. All right. Vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and quercetin. That's it. Month supply, 30 servings, 2 capsules. It's just ascorbic acid. There's not a huge amount of vitamin D in there. Good amount of zinc. $55 for a bottle. Yeah, that is probably way more than it should be. It's a decent blend for the immune system. It's a good blend, but friggin' $55? They're just selling it for that price because you got Dr. Z's face and name on it. I mean, dude, yeah, $55? Whoa. Nope. I could find the exact same thing, or you could buy each one of those ingredients individually. Half the price. Like, check this out. I found almost the exact same thing in about 10 seconds on iHerb. Zinc, quercetin, vitamin C complex. Almost the exact same thing. This doesn't have the vitamin D, but this is half the price. 28 bucks. Actually, way less than half the price because you get 120 servings in this. So this is like a tenth of the price. 4 times as many servings for half the price. An eighth of the price. Then you can buy a solid vitamin D for like 10 bucks. So yeah, you can get the exact same amount for way less. Hey, if you guys ever want to have me, dude, literally, I do this all the time for people. You can either subscribe to my Patreon and get in my private Telegram chat. I mean, just go to Patreon. Oop, that one. Go to Patreon. Go to Locals. Get in my private Telegram chat. You can literally take a picture of your supplement cupboard for me, or your stack, or just send me a link and say, hey, check this out. Is it worth it? And I will check it out for you. And I'll say, yes, it's worth it, or here's an alternative that will save you money. That's better. I do it all the time for people. So subscribe and I'll help you out. Amazing Polly links the wellness company to controlled op influencers. I don't think they're controlled opposition. I just think the wellness company, because they, well, first off, I think Amazing Polly is kind of wacky. I'll just say that. I think she's a little unstable up in the brain space, but she makes a point in that the wellness company is, you know, she's creating this like controlled opposition graphic. Oh, just because this influencer promotes the wellness company, that means they're controlled opposition. No. It's just the wellness company, because they have their products priced so high, that means they're making really good margins and they can afford to pay influencers top dollar for marketing. So then the influencers look at the offer and they go, man, I can't refuse that offer. They're paying me lots of money to promote, so I'll do it. And they just do it for the money. Doesn't mean they're controlled op, just means they're doing it for the money. The wellness company, their products aren't bad. They're actually decent products. Decent / good. I'd give them like a C+, B-. Product wise, it's just the prices. The prices are jacked up, so they can afford that affiliate marketing. Same shit that AG1 does. AG1, $100 a bag for the greens powder. Rip off. But it's actually a decent product. Tastes kind of good. I've tried it before. I'd give the product like a B+ even. It's a pretty good product, just not worth $100. But because they sell it for so much, that's how they can afford to pay Joe Rogan. I don't know if they pay Joe Rogan a flat rate to promote or if they just give him commission. Maybe a little bit of both. But that's how these companies can afford giving the influencers like 40% commissions. There's no way I would lose money if I gave affiliates 40% commission on my products. I could if I sold them for twice the price. but I don't like that business model. Because it fucks over the consumer. Let's answer the big stuff. Is Stephen Greer a charlatan? Stephen Queer?
Why are you gay?
It's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not. No, I think most of Stephen Greer's information is actually solid, decent, but I do think there are bits and pieces of bullshit that Stephen Greer slides into his stuff. But in my opinion, Stephen Greer is a grifter as heck. Pay Stephen Greer $4,000 to go freaking skywatch for a weekend. Watch some stars and meditate together. Ooh. Dude, his like weekend skywatch events are freaking what, $3,000, $4,000? Now he's doing events at Gaia again. I thought he hated Gaia years ago. I guess he doesn't hate Gaia anymore. Maybe they pay him enough not to hate them these days. Thoughts on NAD Plus? If you need it. Just don't pay out the ass for it. It's one of those viral, trendy products right now, so some of those companies are selling NAD for a lot of money. I wouldn't recommend injections. I've known people to go get injections of NAD and they spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on them. And they feel good for a couple days. But NAD, I believe NAD is water soluble, so it actually flushes out of your body pretty quick. Yeah. NAD Plus is water soluble, so it's like a form of a B vitamin. B vitamins are water soluble, so you're gonna go spend $500 for injections of NAD, and then it's just gonna be gone out of your body in a couple days. It's kind of a waste of money. Let's see. Yeah, here's one from Life Extension. $18. That'd be a decent price. But then you got companies like this, $55. You throw the word liposomal in front of your product, then you can sell it for 3 times the price. $42.65, like, see. Oh yeah, Source Naturals is good. Get that one if you want NAD. $18 on iHerb. iHerb's a really good website for supplements. They're cheap, and they got good, inexpensive brands. But then you have fancy branding like this that'll upcharge you $65 for NAD. Ooh, more liposomal NAD, $65. You see? You do the fancy buzzwords. You put a fancy buzzword in the name, and you make your label look all chic and trendy, and you can charge 3 times the price for it. That's what they frickin' do. F that. Get Source Naturals. You take it and your body quits making it naturally? I don't know. I don't know. It's just like a derivative of a B vitamin. It's not like you eat B vitamins or vitamin C and your body stops making it. I don't think NAD is something your body necessarily... It's a cellular coenzyme. I guess it is something your body might make, but I don't know if that's the case. I could be wrong. Usually it's hormones. When you take hormones, your body stops producing them.
What's going on? Baby.
Your husband can give you an NAD injection for free. Well, if it's for free, go to town. Besides exercise and diet, what can one do for blood pressure? Meditate. A lot of blood pressure issues come from mental stress, so meditation, walks in nature. Go out for walks and hikes and stuff in nature. Don't just get your walk on a treadmill, but actually go outside. Breathing exercises. Deep breaths, expand that diaphragm. So many of us breathe shallow. Shallow upper chest breathing. And you do that too much, it can actually stimulate your sympathetic nervous system. Deep diaphragmatic breathing will stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. Your rest and digest. Epsom salt baths. I'm a big fan of Epsom salt baths. And then if you do want other supplements and things to lower blood pressure, omega fatty acids, ideally through diet, but if you can't really get them through diet, you can do fish oils, things like that. Arginine and citrulline are amino acids that are often found in pre-workouts, and it helps with blood flow and nitric oxide production. You can take them individually, and it'll help with vasodilation. I know of a lot of old guys in my who've taken arginine to help with blood pressure. And beets. Eat beets or drink beet juice. You can get beetroot powder supplements, but same thing. Beets are real high in nitrates. Stimulates nitric oxide in the blood. A lot of people like coconut water for like a pre or intra workout sports drink, which is fine. A lot of potassium. Coconut water is good, but I actually prefer beet juice. Beet juice is the best juice for workouts because it has just as much, if not more, potassium, but also has those nitrates. Although, warning, drink enough beet juice and it'll turn your shit red. Beet juice is also really good for your liver. Beets help stimulate bile flow. Beets are really good for liver. Battle Hamster, drinking coconut water right now, yeah. They're trying to make water out of freaking anything. I've seen watermelon water. I've seen banana water. Coconut water. Aloe water. And you know what? I love all of them. I don't drink them a lot, but some of that shit tastes good. Watermelon water. I tried one of those cans of banana water, and they make it with some of those ugly heirloom bananas. There's actually a lot of magnesium and vitamin A and potassium in banana water. It tastes good. It tastes really good. Yep, go touch grass. Actually legit advice. Go touch grass. Literally. Bare feet. Stephen Greer and his Boogosphere. That's kind of catchy. I've seen that Boogosphere thing. I don't even know the story on it, really. Some hunk of metal they found and carbon dated to be like, what, how many thousands of years old? I don't know. Don't know, don't care. Okay. MTG just posted back on X. Real time drama. Let's take a look. MTG won't let me be. Well, I just checked her personal account. It wasn't from her personal account. She must have tweeted this from her. She tweeted this from her government account. Look at that. President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge. The Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out. Oh, there's that America First. What did I tell you? America First. Isn't that funny? So now what's our theory? Is this kayfabe? Is this fake fight to get Epstein in the news? Or is Marjorie actually a shill? Or are we just dealing with some human retards? I don't know. Oh, but I love the drama. I do. I love it. Because I'm a sick bastard. And I just want everything to get more intense. More chaos. Merlin says, I'm convinced Trump is psyching everyone out on the Epstein files. Yeah, maybe. Oh, MTG actually spoke at an America First PAC event. That's right. That was Nick Fuentes' thing, huh? Ooh. Ooh. Interesting data point. Put that on the Red String Conspiracy board. So is MTG on Team Patriot or Team Shill? Because America First is, at least in my opinion, turning out to be a shill org. Good comment here too. Trump's taxes were dragged out the same way. Nothing there after years of resistance, right? Trump fights and fights and fights to not put something out, which causes the establishment to go ree like this. And they'll say, we need to put it out. And it comes out and it ends up just being a boomerang or a nothing burger. It's like the same thing's happening with the Epstein files. What's MTG's angle here, Marjorie? I'm not gonna jump to a conclusion, but I will entertain multiple theories, ideas. Did I hear sertraline? I don't know what that is. Magnesium citrate. There's better forms of magnesium than magnesium citrate. $20 and back. Corey Good does look like he's been through hell. Yeah, he's putting himself through that hell because he's such an idiot. Magnesium glycinate. That's a pretty good form. I would recommend a whole food, just whole food magnesium. Then you don't have to bond it to anything. It's not a inorganic form of magnesium. Just whole food. You can get whole food magnesium in powder pill form. As we ascend into fourth density, we will require no dense food. What does dense food mean? Because density is a relative term. So what might be dense to one person might not be to another. It sounds like you're into Law of One stuff, which I dig. I totally dig. I like Law of One-ology, but you know, I'm a little shit stirrer. I'll always ask continuing questions on ideas just to get thoughts going, gears turning. All food will be in vapor form in the future. I hope mine is in a powder form that I have to snort. I want to snort all my food off a mirror. By do. You mean that humans will no longer require free-range eggs and fatty meats? I don't know. I will say, I often feel a hell of a lot better when I don't eat and I fast. Like today I had a pretty heavy workout. Deadlift, squats, sprints. And so far I've eaten... I juiced. Did a big, delicious celery, cucumber, carrot, beet, cilantro juice after my workout. I've had a protein bar, and that's pretty much it. Although my workout recovery is not, I don't recover when I don't eat. But I actually feel great when I don't eat. So it's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do I want to gain muscle and recover from workout? Or do I want to fast? Can't take seriously any more YouTube PhD health and food advices. I don't know if you're into the fitness space. Have you guys seen... What's his fat ass? Renaissance periodization guy. Dr. Mike Israetel? Have you seen him get exposed for, like, faking some of his PhD thesis? Yeah. A lot of those evidence-based fitness YouTubers are just arrogant douchebags. They throw around their PhD and say evidence-based or science-based all the time. And usually I'll like check out their channel and I'll scroll through their Instagram and I'll find at one point they got vaccinated, they wore masks, or they'll just disregard organic food, call it a scam, and then I find them drinking diet soda. It's fine for your gains. It has no calories. All right, good luck, dude. Good luck with dementia. Oh, you can lift 4 plates on your deadlift, but check back to me in 10, 15 years. We'll see how your brain's doing, bro. Yeah, the fitness space is full of shit. Just like the news space, just like the UFO space. God, even the crypto space. And the gun tuber space. Oh my god. Influencers. I hate them. I hate myself. Nah, there's a few good ones out there. I'm trying to be one of the good ones. Okay, guys. Couple more minutes. Because I got to eat dinner before I hop onto Only Lands tonight on Badlands. Yesterday I said I would unblock you on Telegram. There's your screen name. All right. I'll do that after I'm off here. Nervous system matters with training and metabolism. 100% agree. Sometimes you see the smaller guys, they're stronger than the bigger guys. Because their nervous system can activate their muscular fibers quicker. And more of them, more completely. So, size doesn't always matter. Granted, you can't get to England in a rowboat. Size plays a part. But I think nervous system health, not only for intelligence, social awareness, pattern recognition is important, nervous system health, but in terms of athletics, being able to be explosive with your body is a neuromuscular input, neuromuscular equation. So it's that nervous system that... Do I have a recommendation for a good pre-workout? Ooh! Ask me that in like 2 months. And I'll recommend you one of my products. I'm working on one right now. But if you want a good recommendation, yes. I like MRM. I like this one. It's called Driven by MRM. I like it because it's inexpensive. It's not freaking $50 like some of the bullshit you'll see in GNC. But it's got like a solid blend of L-citrulline, beta-alanine, a little red beet powder in there. 125 milligrams of caffeine, so a little bit of caffeine, but not too much. Some of those pre-workouts these days have 300-400 milligrams, way too much. This is a really solid one. No artificial sweeteners either. So, less than $20. If you're okay with spending a little bit more on a pre-workout, like if you have the money, I like this one too by Trace Minerals. It's called Clean. Their pre-workout. This one's 60. You do get a bit more, a few more servings, but cost per serving is still a little bit more. Although this one just has kind of a more comprehensive list of ingredients, some creatine in there. Arginine, BCAAs, trace mineral blend. This one's a really good one too. Just let's see, you get $40 scoops for $60. That's what, one something, that's 20 scoops for, yeah, it's a little bit more. About $1 a serving versus like $1.25. But a couple options for you. Didn't I work for GNC? No, I didn't work for GNC. The supplement company I worked for was a local shop in Washington. It was not a GNC. And I didn't work there in my late teens. I started there when I was 20, I was like 20 or 21. Yeah, Trace Minerals is a really good company. I love their stuff. What do I think about Jim Jordan working with Eye Patch Dan? I don't like Eye Patch Dan. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe they have common enemies. Yeah, you were kind of close. Not GNC, not a teen, but I was close to a teen, and similar store to GNC, but we sold products that were way better, not Chinese trash. You know, GNC got bought out by a Chinese pharmaceutical company in 2020. I strike you as a DMB listener. What's DMB? Oh, Dave Matthews Band? No. Sorry. Maybe someday I will, but... I'm more of a... my tastes in music are varied. Very varied. All right, any last questions, comments, concerns, complaints? What if we're all walking on water?
You know, that's just like your opinion, man.
You assumed I was a techno metalhead. You are correct. I do like electronic dance music. I also like metal. I like all genres. I'll listen to a little bit of country, rap, but I'm very picky about the music within that genre I like. Chat says anything but rap. Yeah, I could play you some tunes and you'd probably like them. Nah, you'd probably hate them, but I like them. I like really all genres, just really picky about the kind of music in that genre. Oh yeah, I listen to house music all the time. Like, I can't stand dubstep. If it starts getting sounding like AOL dial-up. No. But like deep house music. Odessa type stuff. The metal I like, Tool, for sure Tool. Metallica, Judas Priest, Five Finger Death Punch, Disturbed. That's all on my playlist right now. Little bit of Slipknot. Slipknot can get a bit screamy for me sometimes. I don't like screaming metal type stuff. The kind of country I like is more acoustic, not the gay poppy shit, but more acoustic country. Tyler Childers and some others. I think they call that subgenre like Americana these days or something. More kind of bluesy type country. Yeah, I don't do the death metal. Hip hop. I get down on some Wu-Tang, Method Man, Redman. Some like southern hip hop too. Big Crit. Alright guys, I'm heading out. Gotta go eat. Sardines for dinner. It's an essential food group. Cans of sardines. You know, and honestly, lately I've been listening to some like folk Norway music with Danheim and what's his ass, Wardruna. There's a really good band with a female singer called Kalandra. Like Norwegian stuff gets my ancestral spirits flowing. What else do I have on my list? Hip Hop, Tech Nine, Hobson. Oh yeah, NF's pretty good. He's just always so sad. Got a couple Tupac songs on there. Tupac. Alright, whatever. Cool. See you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend, fellow useless eaters.